Welcome back, Salty Gamers. This is week 21 of our account, so let's get into it. If you see my community post the other day, we now have all the requirements for Jedi Training Rey, so we'll be able to do that this week. I got the web store stuff, got fleet energy. My focus now is primarily on all the ships that we need for the Radius. So just go straight into the roster review and then straight into the journey guide as opposed to going through all the dailies. So go straight into ships then. So we're into a Gear 12 Resistance Pilot, level 80, 7 stars still, Ahsoka 7 stars. Rey is halfway to 5 stars, with 5-starred Poe Dameron's ship. We're finally getting there with Lando's ship. Houndstooth is on 60 shards, 59, and Ebon Hawk, we finally unlocked the node to farm Ebon Hawk, so we will be able to start farming that up and get that done. I'll take that up, that's my Cantina farm from now on, and get that all the way to 7 stars as fast as we can. The focus for refreshes will be primarily on the hard mode farms. I'm going to do 125 crystal refresh per hard mode farm to hopefully speed up that ship process, and hopefully we'll get it relatively soon, and we'll go from there. So we'll get Jedi Training Rey. This is the potential team that I'm going to put her in to begin with, and then we'll also build up Zori Bliss's team. So I saved up some credits for that. We're sitting at just over 21 mil. We're going to get 22 mil in a second, and I'll do Galactic War. Still the same here, working on the same stuff in here. Guild activity is the same, trying to really pick out anything for the journey guide primarily before we do anything else. Same with this store. We're working on HK, finish HK, and then just pick out stuff from there. Ships are the same. If it's not part of the journey guide, I'm tending not to get them. Still picking up Grievous and first order stuff, because we'll get first order stuff done on the side for our dark side fleet, and getting our Kylo Ren farm underway, because again that's a big ship farm, the same as the Radius. So without further ado, let's get into the journey guide. That's what we're all waiting for. Done the first tier the other week. Now it's on to the rest, so we've got everything ready to go all the way through the journey guide tonight. Keeping the same setup. Managed to take Chewie to Gear 12 as well, because he was ready to go, didn't have anything waiting for him. I just put him to Gear 12 because we're going to need to relic him anyway. So this should be quite straightforward. I could probably auto it, but I'm just going to manual it. So compared to the BB-8 journey, these guys are taking very little damage in comparison. So the minimum gear I've done this with is Gear 9 Finn, Gear 8 Chewie, Han and BB-8, and a Gear 10 Rey was the minimum. So if you're just looking for Jedi Training Rey, for example Jedi Master Luke, then that's worth doing. Just to get her unlocked. We're going to build up a good amount of credits and crystals doing this. Not as much as other journeys because they skimp out and give us 40 instead of 50. But crystals is crystals, so we'll take them and they'll cycle in to do a refresh of our ships. Well, that's the plan. Before we upgrade Rey, after we complete this event, I will go through GEC. Unfortunately, because GEC started again this week, I can't really review the first GEC, so I'll skim over that now. I came 4th, so I got 500 crystals for that. I think it was 4th. And all the crystals, yeah, it was 4th. Went 4th and got 500 crystals, which all the crystals went on Cantina refreshes, which helped us get through. We're currently on our GEC, we've got one more round of GEC this weekend, which will kick off tonight at 10 o'clock. And then we'll get the results of that. I think I'll get 500 crystals from that again. I think I should get the top 4. And that will go totally start going into just refreshing for the ships, even if it means I use the crystals to get a couple of Cantina refreshes to get that ship going. And then I'll cycle out, once we get the ships up and running, I'll cycle out the Genosians from the fleet and fire in the characters that we're going to use for the whole journey guide, so we're not getting not wasted but sidetracked on where our resources are going. So barely a scratch on these guys, which is good. So we're going to try and keep making teams as we go, whilst we're building the characters up so they've got use, so we don't have any idle usage of the characters, or as very little as possible. So once we've done Rey, Jedi Training Rey that is, once we upgrade her as far as we can, my hope is to be able to put Zori up as well, and that will allow me to get 2 teams out of it. I'll still need to put Resistance Trooper up, but I'll put him up once I get it to 7 stars. And my intention is to take them to gear 12, apart from Zori, who will go to gear 11 until I can farm her up to 7 stars, but that's once all my other farms are done on hard modes, because she's now a one shard drop on Dark Side 1C. But she also gives use to Han, because she does a lot with smugglers. Han being a smuggler, it gives me use of Han, having to build him up for this journey, At least then he's not going to sit idle until we do the Kylo farm. I think they could really do with revamping this event. You know, you use Han and you have to get into tier 7, relic 7, no, relic 7, other than rubbish, 7 stars just for the event, and he's used in one or two battles. Same with BB-8, 7 stars, 1 or 2 battles. Either put them in more battles, or make the requirement for, say, tier 3 is 5 stars or 6 stars. Instead, you know, do this 6 stars and this 6 stars, and then everything else 7 stars would work, in my opinion. Even a BB-8 has to be 7 stars. Put him further on. Even better yet, take him out the journey. So on this, we just need to be able to hit that box. And once we could hit that box, it's game over. We win. So now Rey's, basically this is like the film where Rey's not there, Finn's fighting Kylo, and that's why he's taking next to no damage, and Finn's getting wrecked. It's meant to happen this way. It's scripted to go like that. I don't know why I taunted, because I didn't need to boost my health or anything. So he's dead. Now Rey can go in, press this button, and take the transformation to Jedi Training Rey. So all that gear, I didn't need to do anything. Now this one, this gives us another 40 crystals. We're up to 470 after this, and we're up to 24 million. So we should stay above 10 million. So we'll just take Rey in. This is not quite Jedi Training Rey, but basically we just wail on Kylo in 1 speed. Similar moveset to Jedi Training Rey. We win. So the last 2 battles are sort of scripted that you will win once you get through the other ones. And there we go, our first big character milestone, Jedi Training Rey. Activator. I'll go through the gear. I know I said I would go through GAC. I'll gear her up, then I'll go back, just because we're already here. So good thing about that event, you get straight into 7 stars. No messing about, having to get extra stars. Saved up credits, so we can go straight into level 85. And let's see how much gear we've got stored up. gear 9. Gear 8. What are we waiting on? It's probably Carbantes. So we'll just equip what we can. Yeah, it's got to be Carbantes. Let's do this. Upgrade our gear 9. What are we missing here? 2 of them. More Carbantes. Can we buy them? Could buy 10. Could farm them. Let's see if we could get her to gear 10. So what we're missing here? Got 7 of them, got them. I really wish it would just tell you that what you needed. It's got to be this. So that one's sorted, that's Carbantes. Make sure we get this. I don't have quite enough. Use some fleet energy for this. Perfect. And now, let's see if we can get enough Carbantes. We'll do one more refresh. Unless we get really close. See, CG just wants you to do the extra refreshes. And then tries to get you in the end. So cut that. At least it's not that we're needing. What is it we're waiting on? Okay, let's see computers. Okay, perfect. We'd usually do Carbantes with that because we need these now. We'll just do that. And what we need in here, more of the aim. If it's not Carbantes, I'm going to do it. No, we've got everything else. Or not, it's these computers as well. No, we're not going to be able to get her to gear 11 unfortunately, but gear 10 is not too shabby. Hopefully a couple of days get the materials up for this. Between these, what do we get these? Yeah, so they come in plenty of nodes that we could farm them up. Same with the computers, so we'll just gear her all up. And we said we were going to do the Zeta on Rey as well. So we don't have much of the purple gear, so I'm going to have a wee look on swigo.gg. Now, was it the insight or was it a leadership? Let me just double check the poll that we had. So Jedi Training Rey's insight. And then turn, Rey already had critical damage up, she gains offense up. Yep, so fire that on. So she's got 1 Zeta. Now that we've done that, we'll just fire on the Omegas. No point waiting for that. She's going to be a staple in our roster, so we need to level her up as far as we can go. So Blast Tech, Weapon Mod and the Source Subs keypad. So I'm going to swigo.gg. It's a brilliant tool. I think I've mentioned it in previous videos. It's a big database that the people have created that gives you all the characters. No, it's not her. I need to check Zori. So what I'm checking is I'm going to Zori, checking the gear levels, and I'm just checking how many Kerbantes and Sorrow subs. So I could take her up to gear 7, and then we'd start needing them all again. Where are we? Mark 4 Sorrow sub. Yep, so we're only going to get her to like gear 6, so she's not worth leveling up the now. So I'm going to leave Zori at the moment and just stick with this team plus probably Chewie at the moment. So we'll just take out Resistance Trooper, Truck and Chewie. We could just take away this team now, we don't need that there. We're not going to use them in that setup, and we'll just move this down in priority. So in theory what will happen is we'll get the gear up once we get more gear, hopefully in the next week. We'll take, by this time next week we will have Jedi Training Rey at gear 11, if not gear 12 ideally, and we will also hopefully have Zori up to level 85 and hopefully gear 9, 10, and then that will be 2 solid teams with introduction to Zori. On to the Cantina farms. We've got Carthel Nazi farm, which we're currently doing to get Ebon Hawk, plus he's used as a pilot in it, so we'll farm that every day. I'm not going to really do any Cantina resets, refreshes, because the ship comes quite quick anyway. I'm going to keep my refreshes for stuff like Breeze Millennium Falcon and Lando's Millennium Falcon. Today will be a wee bit different because we've done all that farming of extra gear for Jedi Training Rey, but that was more important at this stage because we wanted her up and running. So let's take her for a whirl in the new team in for a whirl. I will go into GAC first, and then I'll show you Territory War, how we're doing on that. So Grand Arena, round 1. We done not too bad. Our opponent was Wong Pan. He never fought, unfortunately. He didn't play. So we got a 561 banner win, but it's sort of a mediocre win because he never played. I couldn't get through his fleets. We are really lacking on our fleets. He's not got the best ships, but we still never managed to get through it. Still 344,000 fleet power to our meager 200 odd. I took 3 battles to get through his front wall, to get to his ships. Then I took 2 battles to get through his Anakin wall, and then on his final wall I took 1 battle. So at least I managed to end on a high until I went to his ships and then lost. So in comparison, in roster size though, we have 800,000, he has 2.8 million GP, so we're okay there. He's got a bigger roster and managed to get a win out of it, so he never played. If he played, we would probably have lost. On to the second round then. It was Sir Styx, and this was devastating because we got a 7,500,000 GP, 2 Galactic Legends, umpteen relics, what tambor, all the bells and whistles. So it was a case of if he plays, if they play, we lose, and unfortunately he played. I used Ewok Scout level 1, nothing, no gear, just to go in, lose 10 banners and see what happens. Always play regardless if you're going to lose, because if you play you get 10 banners. If they don't play, you win. If they do play, then you lose. Oh well, you're going to lose anyway if they played. So you don't get rewards if you don't play. On this round then, we should be okay. Shrimp Stick is our opponent here. Fantastic names of the opponents we've got this week. So we might win. I'm hoping he takes Luke and Jedi Training Rey on offense, and hopefully we'll be able to get through other stuff. But every opponent has been higher GP than we've got, so I'm not too fussed if we lose. We'll just reap whatever rewards we could get. On the rewards front, we're sitting 2nd to 4th, so even if we could end up 4th, then great. We'll get 500 crystals. If we end up 5th, it's still 250 crystals. So I think it all comes down to, it looks like it's all going to come down to if Shrimp Stick beats me, because they're in 5th place. Tesh, I'm glad we didn't have to fight. Tesh is at 2.3 million. 3rd place is Zelandis, and they're at 1.2. So all the top ones above us should be beating us anyway. Let's see, Wong Pan never played. Harleen Quinzel, 1.6, doesn't look like they played. And then Jaden is 2.7, so we got a bad pool for the shard for this round of GAC. We've not got we're pretty much the lowest GP, actually the lowest GP in this whole pool, in the hopes that, so even if we get 4th, we'll be lucky. I'll be happy. So that's GAC. Unfortunately, that's the way it rolls. You just hope that they're going to be inactive. On to Territory Wars. So we missed one territory war because the guild wasn't able to sign up. They never signed up in enough time, and we never got them. Unfortunately, you need 25 people to sign up. So this is also going to be a shout out to my guild mates that watch this, and spread it along to the rest of the guild where possible. And I'll try and push this to all our guild mates to watch the video to hopefully understand why territory war is so important in the future. So they might get rid of it, but at this stage territory war gives us rewards relevant to our GP rating. Now it's not the overall GP rating of the guild, which I originally thought, but when I looked into it more, it's on who signs up. So we had 28 people signing up, therefore we're in the 35 million bracket, even though our guild is at 45 million. So we dropped down from this reward bracket to this reward bracket, just because a few people didn't sign up. And as you go further up, once we get to the 50 mil bracket, which will only be a couple of months, the way the guild's building, everybody's increasing the roster, you start getting gear 12 stuff. So the more gear 12 stuff you get, the easier relics become. So it's not just beneficial for me running the guild, it's beneficial for everybody in the guild. Regardless at what stage, you could be level 65 and start doing these relic runs and get this relic gear, and then by the time you get your roster up to a point where you can get relic gear, a lot of it will already be ready. So it means the farming will be a lot smoother, and you can get your first relic a lot quicker than if you didn't take part in these events. Same with Carbantes, stun cuffs, they're needed everywhere. You just seen it with Jedi Training Rey. We struggled with Carbantes, we struggled with Sorrow Sub computers, etc. This sort of stuff all comes in these boxes. So all you need to do, even if you don't do any battles and your roster's rubbish because it's only level 65, you just hit 65. In comparison, it's not necessarily your roster's rubbish, but it's in comparison to maybe our opposing team. Don't worry about it. The back wall's always set up, so I'll show you the actual territory war now. So I always tend to try and get the guild to set up in this format. So we're very fortunate in the guild, and shout out to 2190 and Doc Dusty. They do massive work for the guild, clearing raids and holding our territory war front line. So they're the ideal people that I put in. They put our front line in because they're big heavy hitter account, 7-8 million GP. So they sit in the front line and hopefully wall off everybody. So I put the orders out to say nobody put out in the front, everybody else put in the back, and that's so that the ones that we are going up against most of the time, or so far, they can't get through our walls at the front. So it's an easy win. If they can't get through our front walls, then the trash at the back doesn't matter, and then we can still clear their walls, giving us enough banners to get the win, or at least get 600 banners to get the rewards. So if we look at the back walls now, if we go into here, I say the weakest teams, we've got teams in their 70s, we've got teams in their 60s. All these people, there's teams with even level 30s in it, all these people will get rewards regardless because they put 60 banners down. So all you need to do to get rewards is have 60 banners. So I do not mind people that's active, that are just hit 65, been in the guild, putting 60 banners down and not contributing anything else in the territory war at this stage, because you're building your roster up. going forward, if you're level 85 and starting to build up your roster and you're still doing the same, then that's different. At this stage, that's what we need. We need people more than the heavy hitters, because we're fortunate enough to have Doc Dusty and 2190. Whilst they're here, they're holding the line for us, and we feel cleared all the way through. And it's not just Doc Dusty. This account's done it. My alt account's done it. Other people have cleared banners as well. Sorry, cleared zones. So shout out to everybody that participated that can, and everybody that signed up for it. Let's keep that going, and hopefully the more we do it, we'll get a taste for the PvP aspect. This is like a mini scale guild v guild GEC, so it'll get you prepped. If you're under level 85 and you're doing it, it'll get you prepped for what to expect in GEC in terms of countering different teams. So let's hopefully push forward. So I'll just show you the overall leaderboard. So 2190, Doc Dusty top. Then my alt account, SSG, because I managed to clear some battles. Then we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi, Cal Kalel, and then my alt account. My alt accounts are just my alt accounts. I'm not fussed. I would prefer the guild mates to just push them right to the bottom. And then Exospec, Tommy Tulips, my alt account, and then my YouTube one, which is slowly getting up, slowly building up there. It'll slowly take over the other accounts as well. Then we've got Kev and Big Man Lou, and then on to the Mando Spartan and Salty Spartan, Luke, and Gary Glitter. The list goes on and on and on. See, so even all these ones, unfortunately Caesar Salad will miss out on rewards, and so will Kobe. So they need to put 60 banners down. So if you can, try and build your teams up so you've got 60 banners. Again, it doesn't matter if they're trash. If the guild had put too many teams down, and by the time you looked at it and you couldn't put the 60 banners down, drop me a message on Discord and I'll try and get that readdressed so that you don't miss out on the rewards. I want everybody that participates in it get as much rewards as possible, because some accounts maybe put 90 banners down, we only need 60, so that could be an extra team for you guys to get the rewards. Same with Emperor Putin, Philip, Wen Koto, Flat Out 444, and Malt Eliza. He's signed up, which is great, but he's aren't going to get any rewards for just signing up. It's not a carry, and you don't do any activity. You need to at least put defences down to get the rewards. There's the banners from Sitting Defence. So some people put a wee bit too much down, which is fine. Minus these two at the top, because we need to also have defences down, and the off chance that they end up getting through the front walls. But ideally we want to put the minimal on defence to allow everybody a chance, because we're hoping that we get 50 out of 50 participation. That's ideal. We have 44 members in the guild that can participate in this event. Please, 44 members, sign up. If it comes to a point where you're not signing up, this is the bad side of things. If you're not signing up for these events, I'll have to eventually, if it's a concurrent thing, remove you and get fresh legs in and see if they're going to sign up as well. People that are going to actively participate in all aspects is what we want. So let's not let that happen and keep pushing the guild forward. Easy rewards, especially at this stage. So let's finish off on a high, and let's test out, well, hopefully a high. let's test out a Jedi Training Rey. And the only place to test her out that we've got is Squad Arena. So we've got Vader team, we'll go for this team, drop us down to 858, clear this squad out, we don't need that squad now, hopefully this will replace our Squad Arena team. So quite a high gear team now in comparison to the other teams we've got in our roster. So deal. So Mace Wind didn't last very long. BB-8 is just feeding turn meter to Rey. Oh, he dodged. So what does this do? Deal physical damage to target and inflict healing rate for 2 turns. Target other dispel all their debuffs, call them to assist and character foresight. So Rey's got debuffs, so we want to get rid of her and get her to do their basic. Vader can't heal. Well, resistance pilot's out. So resistance pilot isn't the ideal choice because, well, from what it sounds like, she doesn't have very much going, but there we go. So resistance pilot's only there because we gear 12 them, because that makes it easier for the ship. If they weren't on a ship, then we wouldn't use them. We would put in Han or something. So, pretty strong team. I like it. It'll take a bit of getting used to, a bit of tweaking. There's other alternatives that once we unlock better characters, we'll do. Bad Batch is obviously a favourite, especially now with the TV series out. And so, alternatives for the Jedi Training Rey team that we'll have will be not side projects, teams to build. We'll have possibly this team. BB-8 will basically follow Jedi Training Rey wherever she goes, or potentially from advice from, I think it was Doc Dusty or 2190, I can't recall. This team here with 3PO, R2, Rey and BB-8 is really good. So hopefully using that we'll be able to do some damage. Even I think it's mainly for raids, so we'll see what we can do there. And that's alternative Rey teams. So quick recap before we finish. We'll be doing Cantina Farm will be Carthonasi, which gives us 7-star Ebon Hawk. Then we'll move on to T3. Hard nodes, we're sticking with Rey. Hard refreshing every time that we have spare crystals, followed by Django to get the Hound's Tooth, Again, hard refreshing every time we can, mainly to get the Houndstooth. 7 stars. Once Houndstooth's done, it'll be Bosk to get him at least 2 stars to get the ship going. Lando, every time we could hard refresh, we'll hard refresh him. We'll just fire in the battling out. So we've got 2 shards. Again, we've got oodles of energy, so we'll just hard refresh and get another 2. And that's how we're going to run it every day, is just 2, no, basically 10 battles of each hard node and get the ships going. Hopefully that will speed up the farm by double if we're lucky with the drops, and that will go for that. So that's a hard node farm. Shop farms we are doing currently is Resistance Trooper. We'll finish off mainly in the guild store. We should be able to pick him up for 4 times, and that's him done. Other shop farms are HK, so these are like finished, so it's HK. What's in the guild store? Have a quick look. So Cantina store, we're doing Boba. Guild store we'll pick up Trooper. Squad Arena store we're picking up HK. Galactic War we're picking up ships. Trying to pick away at the shard shop as well. Fleet Arena we're picking up ships again, mainly the ones that are either going to be General Grievous, or we're picking up the First Order stuff if it's not Poe's ship, because we finished Resistance X-Wing. Guild events, we're going to try and build up some currency here for getting relic stuff. See here, I've got 42 of these already. I've not even farmed them yet. I've not unlocked the nodes to farm them. That was because the previous guild that we were in, the territory battles that we're doing, we're getting loads of that stuff every week, or every second week. So it's good to have a surplus of that. So we'll use this for mainly gear. There's 20 Carbantes for 480, unless we see a couple of ships that we need for our event. Grand Arena, mainly Carbantes. We've got a nice steady supply of 41. It's 100 Carbantes per character, just to get them to relic levels, so I need to basically buy them every time. The odd time we'll buy extra gear out of here just to boost us up to, if it means getting us a new gear level on our journey guide characters. Shard shop is the same. Using Swigo.gg, I'll start pulling out the gear 12 gear from here that we're going to need. These med packs we need all the time, so I'm just constantly buying them to get a good surplus until we start going for relics. Conquest, we're not really buying anything out of Conquest. It's coming around on Monday night, so we might buy some gear out of here, but really just save them up. And then Datacrons we're not even touching. So that's the ships. That's the shipments idea. We're still doing our normal mod routine. We're still doing our store. Build up the currency and then auto clicker to build it up. That's why we've got, I think, 160 shards of Royal Guard. And I think that about covers it. Get a quick look at the journey guide, because we need to continue it now. So we don't need to do any other journey guides, we just need to focus fully on Rey. So we're not far off. Now if we go to have a quick glance at what characters we need built up, I always do this. I need to go into characters, then journey guide. So this is a good way to know what you're farming. Go into journey guide, and then we've got this. It doesn't work for ships, and it doesn't help that it puts R2 and Zori and 3PO in this. Does it put 3PO? Yeah, and 3PO. They're not needed, so you can ignore them. But all the other ones, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 7-star characters already, all pretty high gear. Again, veteran hand doesn't even need it, so 7 that we need. Trooper won't be long, Rose Tico won't be far behind, and same with Amelin. Hero Poe isn't too far behind, and Hero Finn. So we're not too far away, we're about 50% complete in terms of 7-star characters. In terms of ships, it doesn't show you what ships you need for the Radis. Ideally that would be a good change that CG could make, is to show not only the Radis but the ships to get the Radis. Same with the finalizer, the ships to get the finalizer would be very helpful, and getting and knowing what progress we've made for these ships, and where to find them, pilot, and then you could get the pilots from there. So we're on good track now. Big milestone with Jedi Training Rey. Hopefully we should have start getting the Radis shards in the next month. If I could get enough, at least get them the first couple of nodes done. Get the ships unlocked, built up, ready to do the Radis event every time it pops up, and then just keep building it from there. And I'm hoping within the next 4 to 6 months be on our way to at least unlocking the 4-star Radis, and then if we have crystals lying about, we should maybe get a couple of refreshes and try and push towards the 5-star Radis. And that's the main goal, get the 5-star Radis, and then between that time we'll be getting relics where we can as well, and finish off other farms. As we finish off ships, we'll start a farm on a character that we need. Without any more rabbiting on, that's me done. Hope you enjoy the content. Leave a like, comment, drop a sub. Still got the goal of 30 subs. We've dropped 1 subscriber unfortunately, so we need at least 2 more. And then that'll be my first goal mate for this part. And if you don't like it, drop me a dislike if you wish, and let me know in the comments why you don't like it, and we'll see what we can do to improve. Remember, stay salty.